Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we have my power rankings, first official one of the season. There will be previous rankings up on the screen from last week. Now keep in mind, all these rankings are just, all these rankings are off of the 2 weeks we've seen, the 2 games. We're not going off of anything else. I'm not giving teams like the Bengals the benefit of the doubt that they probably will be a lot better throughout the season, because as of right now, the Bengals are a bad team as you see them on the list. Towards the bottom here, 32, I got the Titans losing to the Giants, and Giants obviously towards the top of my rankings right now. Losing to Giants, I mean, I guess it could be worse. They're just getting absolutely blown out by the Bills. Like it was done from the beginning. Like it was pretty bad. It was just a really bad game for the Titans. Bengals. Oh wait, so the Titans were ranked at 18 last week after following the loss to the Giants. Now that they lost a lot, I just moved them down to 32. Bengals 0-2. They were 24 last week. They are now 31st. Losing to the Cowboys with Cooper Rush as the starting quarterback is really bad. Definitely should have won both of the games if they lost. And although their point differential does not show that they're like one of these bottom teams, they really have just kind of played like it. They easily should have won both games that they lost. Next, we get the Colts, who are 0-1-1. Very weird. But yeah, Colts are 0-1-1, and tying the Texans isn't great. Then getting shut out by the Jaguars is even worse. So yeah, 30 is well deserving here. One of the biggest droppers there. Next, we got the Raiders at 29. They are 0-2. They they just have a bad point differential because they should have beat the Cardinals. They lost the Cardinals, and they lost by 2 scores to the Chargers. 2 good teams, but just one of the few winless teams left. Had to put them at the bottom. Panthers also winless, 0-2, but they fought in both games. They were close in both games. They did lose both games, but at least it was closer than what happened with the Raiders. So yeah, Panthers here 28. 27, I got the Texans, who are also 0-1-1. Now, Texans, played well against the Colts. They said, if we're not letting you win, if we can't win, you can't win. That's how they played it, and it ended up working well for them. For the Falcons, they're the highest ranked winless team because I think that they fought very well against the other teams. So I decided to give them that. And yeah, so although they are winless, they are the highest of the winless teams, as I was saying, because, close against the Saints, close against the Rams. And finally, the last team in this bottom 8, we got the Cowboys, who are 1-1. They beat the Bengals, which doesn't look too impressive right now, and then they lost. They got humiliated against the Bucks. Like, they could not put up any points. Now, they were able to score on the Bengals, but still. Continuing at 24, we got the Rams at 1-1. Got humiliated by the Bills and then narrowly beat the Falcons. Well deserving of that low spot. Saints at 23, 1-1 as well. Narrowly beat the Falcons and then lost to the Buccaneers. Next, we got the Broncos. Lost to the Seahawks and narrowly beat the Texans. So it's just not looking good for these teams. Like, these 1-1 teams that don't really have, their wins are not of good quality. They're not beating the teams how they should, and they're losing by a decent amount. Well, Broncos didn't lose by a decent amount, but they should have beaten the Seahawks. 21, got the Cardinals here, 1-1. They really just got blown out by the Chiefs. So, yes, they went up 10 spots because they were my 31 last week. One of the highest risers. And, they really rise because They played well. They fought to the end against the Raiders, who I do think will be a good team. Had to move. I decided to move them above all these other teams that are struggling. You know, quality win over the Raiders. I think. I just personally believe that when when you get blown out, your point differential is still negative, and it's only been 2 weeks. I can't move you up too much higher. At 20, you got the Seahawks, also 1-1. Beat the Broncos, solid, and then they lost to the 49ers by a good bit. So, yeah, they did move down a little bit. But that's okay. Steelers at 19. They beat the Bengals, and then they lost to the Patriots at 18. We got the Patriots sitting out 1-1. They they did win their game against the Steelers, lost to the Dolphins. The Dolphins are looking like a good team. It's really hard with just 2 weeks that being played to really make a good, power rankings. Most of them are just projections. Mine are not, so mine are not the best. Obviously, you don't expect the Rams to finish as the 24th best team in the league. At 17, got the Bears at 1-1. Good win over the 49ers. I truly believe that. And in most cases, I was doing the head to head thing, but I couldn't do it for the Bears and 49ers because the 49ers, played better in that game, I believe. They just kind of blew it, and then they beat the Seahawks by a decent margin as the Bears lost the Packers by a decent margin. So the head to head factors in quite a bit, like these early rankings, not all the time, but like once we get to like week 7, week 8, where everyone has losses, like you can't factor in head to head too much. Next up, we got the Commanders at 1-1. They just lost to the Lions, but they did get the week 1 win over the Jaguars. So yeah, they're sitting at 1-1. At 15, got the Browns 1-1. Lost to the Jets this past week. They should have won. Jets were high risers though. At 14 are the Jets. Had them going from 28 to 14. Just thought that they looked more impressive than all these other teams in their win, and they played a good team in the Ravens, which is why they get a little bit of excuse for the loss, and then the good win over the Browns puts them all the way up here. At 13, get the Packers, who moved up from 29 to 13. Really high risers right there. 16 spots to be exact. Yep, 1-1. Beat the Bears. Were very impressive. Yes, they lost the Vikings. Vikings are a pretty good team, so you know it's okay. It's excusable. At 12, got the Lions at 1-1. Good win over the Commanders, and we're very close in beating the Eagles. I think the Lions do deserve to be ranked this high at the beginning of the year. Now, will they fall? We shall see. But for now, they're at 12. 11 got the Vikings. They were previously 3, so yes, they did drop 8 spots after that loss to the Eagles. The Vikings look very impressive week 1, but were very bad week 2. So to balance that out, I did move them down, but they still were more impressive than a lot of these other teams. At 10, it got the 49ers 1-1. Yes, they lost to the Bears, but I do think that they redeemed themselves very well with this win over the Seahawks. And it's really hard not to be contradicting here. So yes, they may be a bit high, but like I really don't know where to put all these teams when we've only seen 2 weeks of action. 9 got the Chargers. Previously 5, they only fall 4 spots for losing to Chiefs. Not a bad loss. Can't really fault them for that. It just happens. They happen to lose. That's what it is. Yeah. And finally, the top 8. Surprise, surprise, on number 8, we got the Jaguars 1-1. Previous rank 25 on a 1-game winning streak. Gonna mention those things for the top 8. You could see them for the most part. I think I don't know how I'm gonna be where I'm gonna put the face cam, but yeah. Jaguars really great win over the Colts. Shut them out 24-0. And, didn't lose to the Commanders by that much, so I thought they were pretty impressive, so I put them this high at number 8. Number 7, got the Ravens 1-1, previous ranked 7. They did not drop. They're on a 1-game losing streak. It's weird seeing them not drop, isn't it? Because they lost the game and it's early in the season, but I decided not to drop them because had a pretty good win over the Jets in week 1, and we're very close to beating out the Dolphins. And Dolphins are a really good team. Just I don't think I was able to drop them behind the Jaguars. So yeah, they just kind of stood where they are. At 6, I got my New York Giants 2-0, previous ranked 12 on a 2-game winning streak. Now, they are the lowest of all the 2-0 teams. Decided to rank all the 2-0 teams at the top. Now, as we get more throughout the season, record will matter, but, it's power rankings, so record will matter, but you'll see a team with the worst record get ranked above a team with a better record. It just happens. But for now, undefeated, you're getting the top spots, obviously. Number 5, got the Eagles here, 2-0. I wanted to rank them above the other 4 teams. I wanted to put them top 3 or 4, but top 5 works. Very impressive win. Now, the reason why they're not top 5, in my opinion, is because the win against the Lions was very close. And I do think the Lions, so far, have been a quality opponent, judging by my power rankings, where I have them at 12. But, I do think that the Eagles, although their week 2 was amazing, their week 1 was not amazing. It was good, but not great, and I think all these other teams had better week 1s than them. At 4, we get the Buccaneers, 2-0, staying at 4 on a 2-game winning streak. Buccaneers won, I think, 23 in both games, so defense have looked very good. Saints and Cowboys, decent opponents. The Cowboys do not look too great right now. Both teams are 1-1. And both of their losses are to the Buccaneers, obviously. Yeah, I just decided not to move them up or down. Can't punish them for a quality win, but, there was just teams that I think should be ranked above them. As for this team, number 3, we got the surprise team here, the Miami Dolphins, 2-0, previous ranked 6 on a 2-game winning streak. Yeah, kind of surprising seeing the Dolphins up here, isn't it? But, what I just believe that the Dolphins deserve to be ranked this high after beating the Ravens and beating the Patriots. 2 good wins for the Dolphins. Very quality opponents. At number 2, got the Chiefs, 2-0, previous rank 2, 2-game winning streak. And at number 1, I got the Bills, 2-0, previous rank 1, 2-game winning streak. Both teams dominated week 1. Now the Bills did have the better week 2. So, yeah, Bills are above the Chiefs still. Can't really change that around after that. Can't really change that around after the Bills got a much better win. Bills have the best point differential in the league. They've blown out both opponents, and they're looking really good. Definitely the number 1 team. Chiefs are looking really good as well. Beat 2 quality opponents. Beat the Cardinals by a decent mark. Narrowly beat the Chargers. The Chargers are a good team. So, understandable. Anyway, that's going to do it for me on this week's power rankings. Hopefully next week they look, better, because it's hard to make good power rankings at this point of the season. Anyways, I'll see you guys then. Bye.